gentlemen, please welcome your 2025 Wildcats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Terrebonne Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise, and gentlemen, please remove your caps for tonight's invocation, given tonight by Senior Student Council Member and cheerleader Addison Entremont.
Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us together tonight. We ask that you bless the players, coaches, referees, spirit teams, bands, and fans. Keep everyone safe, fill the game with fairness and respect, and let it be a time of joy and teamwork. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please remain standing as we honor America with the national anthem performed by the Pride of Destrehan, followed by the DHS Alma Mater. Presenting the colors tonight, Colonel Michael Mims, Captain Austin Thomas Dabone, Lieutenant Emily Jourdain, Staff Sergeant Mark Belton, and Senior Airman Kamora Shaw.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Malik Ba, here joined with
Coach Bro from right here in Destrehan.
All right, we're at the Fighting Wildcats Stadium here tonight. The Wildcats will be going against the Tigers, Terrebonne High. And we're here with Press Play Productions. Tonight, the game seems to be really crowded here.
Yeah, so we're looking for a big crowd, a really big game tonight. If there's any place to be in Louisiana tonight for high school football, this is the place to be. This is the game to watch. You've got the 5-0 Terrebonne Tigers visiting the 2-2 Destrehan Wildcats, and we're looking for a really tough game. It will come down to the wire, without a doubt. I'm going to go ahead and give some stats here leading up into this game. You're going to be looking out on the Destrehan side for offense. Jackson Fields and Jabari Mack are the names to look out for, number 17, number 4 on the offensive side of the ball. They will be their go-to guys. They have dominated the offense so far this season. And then number 24, Malachi Dabney, will also be, he's a running back here, and he'll be getting some carries, probably the lion's share of the carries tonight. And then on the offensive side, for the Terrebonne Tigers, we've got Quincy Adams. Quincy Adams has 788 yards of rushing in just 4 games. That is unreal numbers. I mean, he's almost averaging 200 yards a game. So from a perspective of Destrehan's defense, the idea is to bottle up Quincy Adams as much as possible to limit that offense, and that will be the key to a Destrehan victory tonight. As far as a key to a Terrebonne victory, what they're going to want to do is slow down the passing attack of Jackson Fields and Jabari Mack and try to limit their opportunities to get the ball in big splash plays. So,
right. And just a reminder that you're joined here by Press Play Productions. We are a student-led group. We also are here with Satellite Center, and we host both games for Destrehan and Hahnville. All right.
But that's not all. Phillip owns the Destrehan school record in every spin he touched. The 60 meter, the 100 meter, the 200 meter, and the 400 meter. And the relays. The 4x1, the 4x2, and the 4x400 meter relay. He was named LTFTA, All-State in both the 60 meter and 400 meter. And tonight we celebrate his championship moment as he receives his state championship ring. Phillip is now suiting up on the gridiron with the LSU Fighting Tigers. In this ring, he'll be back.
So right now we're honoring Phillip Wright, who is a member of the LSU football team. I actually had the pleasure of coaching Phillip for 2 years at Harry Hurst Middle School. He's a great athlete, class act kid, just great attitude, winning attitude, wants to do a lot of great things in this world. Good to see him out here on the field tonight supporting his Destrehan Wildcats.
Wow, Coach Bro, it seems like you have quite the history with these people. It seems like before the live stream started, you talked about how both the Wildcats and the Tigers seem to have like a tight game tonight.
Yeah, it's absolutely going to be a tight game. Like I said, these two teams are two of the best in the state, without a doubt. And the 2 losses that Destrehan has are from 2 other powerhouse teams here in the state. So while they may have lost those games, a 2-2 record may be deceiving because Terrebonne Tigers coming here with a 4-0 record. They're really going to be matched, play for play. It's going to come down to the wire for sure.
All right, and it seems like the Tigers will be kicking for the Wildcats receiving.
Jabari Mack and Jalen Asher deep back to receive the kick.
Jordan Durant on the return. Jordan Durant.
All right.
Number 21, Jordan Zerang with a beautiful return here. Brings it almost to the 50-yard line. I mean, what a wonderful place to start the first drive of the game. Amazing field position.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to welcome back the Destrehan High School class of 1975 and the class of 2010. We are thrilled to have you celebrating your reunion with us this weekend. Fighting Wildcats, let's show them some love because you belong here in tradition. Never
Seems like the Wildcats and Tigers will be going toe-to-toe in this one. All right, number 1 in motion.
Malachi Dabney at right
Through the
guard.
middle and down.
Gain of 2.
So number 1 in the jet sweep motion, that's going to they're trying to draw a defender out of the box with that jet sweep motion and then handing it off on an inside zone play here to number 24, Malachi Dabney, who was a great runner last year as a sophomore, put up great numbers and really took over that number 1 role in the backfield. Just now you saw the play action fake to Malachi and then a deep pass, a big chunk play, 20-plus yards. I didn't catch who caught the ball. Armstrong, I believe, is who caught the ball, but he made a behind, had to do a pirouette to get back there and made a great catch. So Jackson Fields on that play, that's a zone read. So what the quarterback is looking for is reading the defensive end and seeing if the defensive end is going to come up the field to play the running back for the handoff. And if he doesn't come up the field and he stays still, Jackson's going to go ahead and pull and go the other direction. So he keeps it and gains a yard.
Okay, and what formation do you think they lined up for right there?
So just now they had 2 backs in the backfield. And so when they had that running back behind the quarterback, it's called pistol. And then they have another tailback next to the quarterback who usually becomes a lead blocker of some sort.
Nathan Coleman on the tackle for the Tigers.
Destrehan's play calling is very fast and efficient. They call in everything from the sideline through signals.
3 receivers to the right. And catch them down by the Wildcats. That'll give them first down.
And that's a beautiful back shoulder throw by Jackson Fields to Jabari Mack, excuse me. And he did an amazing job.
Wildcats at the 14.
Trips leading right, and that's a goal for the Wildcats.
As a touchdown for the Destrehan Wildcats. Trying to see who caught that pass. It looked like number 80, but I'm not quite sure from the press box. But a dart from Jackson Fields from about 15 yards out. I mean, and he just splits the defenders, and number 80 was wide open. And you see that the field goal unit comes out looking a very strange formation here, and they're going to shift here to a more traditional, and the holder is, okay, now we've got a regular field goal unit on for the extra point. And it is good.
All right.
So Destrehan here takes a quick score in just 4 to 5 plays. They're up 7-0 with 9:45 left in the first quarter. Absolute crucial to get up on top early in this game because it's going to come down to the wire.
So that'll be 7-0 with 9 minutes and 45 seconds left.
Yes, sir. So I want to give a quick shout out to Ruben. Coach Kit from the Terrebonne Tigers asked us to give a quick shout out to his brother who will be watching at home tonight. So shout out to you, Ruben, from Coach Kit from the sideline down here in Destrehan.
Thank you for taking care of our Fighting Wildcats.
It's really great to see so many people watching Press Play Productions. You know, people from like really all over watch the games every night, and I really enjoy being on live here to get that experience. You know?
Absolutely, and it's a great atmosphere to be in. It's so much fun. High school football is everything here in South Louisiana, and it is just so much fun to be in this atmosphere and experience this, especially from a press box.
All right, Wildcats kicking to Terrebonne. And Tigers down at the 25-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10.
Yeah, and the numerals on the Tigers jerseys here, those yellow numerals on the white jerseys are kind of difficult to see. So forgive Alik and I if we're not able to tell who is running with the ball or making the pass. We're going to do our absolute best to make out what players, but those yellow numerals are definitely difficult to see from up here in the press box.
Number 29 in motion.
So we see a quick pass here, just trying to get the offense started, get them rolling, get a few positive yards. A ball that could have been caught, but ultimately dropped, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
All right, and what will we be expecting from the Tigers tonight?
So we are going to see I would imagine, a heavy dose of Quincy Adams, the running back, who is 2nd in rushing yards in the state. He's a good back. He's averaging over 200 yards a game, and it looks like he is at running back right now, or at quarterback, excuse me, and took a direct snap for an option play around the left end. It looks like he's going to gain about 4 yards on the play.
All right, 9 minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock here. Seems like the Wildcats defense is holding up here.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. It's 3rd down. It's 3rd and long. So you're more than likely going to see a pass here because they're so far into their own territory. 3rd and 6, 3rd almost in 7 yards. So it's a passing down right here for the Tigers offense.
All right, Tigers with us. Snap and a pass straight down the middle and dropped.
And their quarterback stays in the pocket and actually gets a lot of time. Destrehan brought 3 defenders to the rush, had a lot of time to get rid of the ball, found an open receiver, but unfortunately the Tigers are not able to hold on to that catch, and they will bring out what it looks like the punting unit here. So I'm a little surprised that they didn't go to Quincy earlier. Oh, it seems like we have a flag on the play here after the play. Dead ball foul, so more than likely a personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Destrehan. And that's a killer because you just forced them into a 4th down and a punting situation. You've got them deep into their own territory, and you get a dead ball foul, and that's just tough for Destrehan. That gives them an automatic 1st down. It's a 15-yard penalty, and it's going to give the Tigers new life here. And if this drive ends up in any type of score, you can thank that penalty right there for that.
And they'll be looking to, put Quincy in a position to run that ball down.
I would imagine, yes, especially now that they're more toward midfield. They don't feel like they have to chunk the ball and get big chunk plays like Destrehan did. Maybe they can take some time off the clock and run the ball. They're a shotgun team, so they're mostly going to be looking at like inside zone type runs, or possibly around the end, around the outside every once in a while here with Quincy. So Quincy's here in the dotting the I in the pistol formation to start. And it looked like it was a stretch play to Quincy. A stretch play is an outside zone play, but it looks like the defensive end on the left side, I think that's Cameron Florent. He is a junior. He's done an amazing job, led the team in tackles last week, and he does a really good job setting the edge and not allowing Quincy Adams to get outside and having to cut it into his inside linebackers so that they can rally to the ball and make the tackle. So, Alik, you and I earlier were talking about, before the game, that jet sweep motion, right? So we just saw that from number 1. And so the quarterback hands the ball to number 1 in a jet sweep motion, but the outside linebacker on the left end is able to come up and, again, contain what we do. They're containing the play and making them turn back inside and essentially taking the outside away right there.
Really locking down, Destrehan really locking down their zones here.
Absolutely, 100%. They're playing sound football. They're understanding their alignment and their assignment. Big pass caught.
And out.
And caught and then out of bounds. And that's going to be a gain of about 13 yards.
First and
10. Yes, and a first down for the Tigers.
Yeah, it really seems like, you know, they're able to push a little bit farther here, and they're giving Quincy that role.
Yes, so still the only big play here is that pass right there that's caught. That they have 2 incomplete passes in before the penalty. And that is what makes Quincy Adams a dangerous runner. He absolutely demolishes a Destrehan defender. I mean, he just takes him off his feet and runs him over.
Just ran straight through them.
He is a tough guy to tackle, and that's why he's second in the state in rushing yards. He is just so difficult to tackle.
All right, and what do we call that Terrebonne just did there?
Yeah, so what you just saw was another zone read. We saw Jackson Fields do that with Malachi Dabney earlier on the other possession, going the other way. And so what the quarterback is doing there is he's reading the defensive end and seeing what the defensive end does. And depending on what the defensive end does, he's either going to give the ball to Quincy Adams or he's going to keep the ball himself. And he's going to go where the defenders are not, basically. That's like my old offensive coordinator said, hey, we're going to run it where they ain't.
And allow them to find an opening.
Yes, exactly. So we see the same play again, that zone read, and this time Adams gets a big chunk of yards, and it's going to be a 3rd and short yardage situation here. So likely to see more of that coming up on this next play.
Really running the clock down here, 5 minutes and 20 seconds left.
So seeing a lot of 2 receiver sets here from the Terrebonne Tigers with some tight ends and that's going to increase their blockers. And man, Quincy Adams gets really close to the end zone there.
Right there. Down
at the 1 yard line. And you saw they also brought a wing back, or what we call a sniffer, to line up right behind the offensive tackle. And Terrebonne's going to go quick here and not allow, and they're going to get in. That's a touchdown. So Terrebonne goes quick to the line of scrimmage so that Destrehan does not have an opportunity to substitute into their goal line situation or their goal line personnel, and it is very successful choice on Terrebonne's part. They are in for the touchdown. Now they're on to attempt the extra point.
We're already seeing, the offensive capability of Quincy Adams here. What's their defensive capability?
So, look, they have a great defense. They did allow 38 points to Hahnville, but Hahnville also has a phenomenal offense. That was last week. And, Hahnville does a great job of spreading the ball around. It's very similar to what Destrehan does. A different offense, but very similar styles where they like to spread the defense out and find windows in those zones and just be very methodical with where they're putting the ball. And so I think that we'll see more of what we saw on that first drive from Destrehan and trying to exploit the gaps in those zones. And I'm sure that Coach Scott and Coach Harrison have worked up a few guys that they're going to essentially pick on, right? They go through film over the weekend and they say, hey, these are the defenders we can pick on.
Right.
These are the younger guys. These are the guys that struggle with these things, and they're gonna do exactly that. They're gonna go pick on the weaker guys and try to take advantage of what they don't do well.
Right. All right, Tigers kicking off the Wildcats here. 4 minutes and 41 seconds left on the clock. It's 7-7.
So Jordan Zarang again with a return.
And down at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, another great return, great starting field position right around midfield. You can't ask for more from your special teams unit. That's what you want. The kicker from Terrebonne's having a little trouble getting it deep, but if I am Terrebonne's coach, I am not kicking it deep to Jabari Mack. I'm just not doing that. I don't want to put the ball in their best playmaker's hands with space to run around.
Right.
That's not an intelligent decision unless you know that you got confidence, you got real ballers that can go make that tackle. So I'm doing that intentionally if I am Terrebonne Tigers coach, for sure.
Number 4 in motion.
So that's that jet sweep motion we were discussing to Jabari Mack, and that's going to be good for a first down.
All right. Yeah, really seeing how, it could be used to carry the ball, the distance needed to reach that first down.
So that jet motion, what it does for the defense, it does two things, or for the offense, sorry. It does two things. Number one, it helps Jackson Field distinguish what coverage they're in. And number two, it's going to give that ball carrier a running start to get that ball. So once he gets that ball, he's already at full speed. He does not have to accelerate. And that's huge. And we're going to go a quick screen here to number 1.
Oh, and he's still running?
Yeah, number
out of
one,
bounds.
Jalen Ash on the reception. A quick pass to the outside, a little jailbreak screen is what we call that. And they're running to the wide side of the field here. It's a great strategy here by Coach Harrison's offense to make sure that they're utilizing all the space that they have on the opposite side of the field, on the wide side of the field with those defenders stretched out. And that's what's able to get them that first down.
Seems like the Wildcats try to push through the middle here for some yards.
Yeah, they hand it off to Malachi Dabney up the middle at that simple zone run, and they get 7 yards on the run. That's very successful for inside zone. And I don't know if you noticed, but they got, after the big play, the big jailbreak screen, they get down there and they get on the ball and they run that play quick. They're a very fast tempo offense. Another inside zone to Dabney, right? So they're just really picking on that defensive line and making those linebackers fill the gaps now.
All right, that'll be 1st and 10 here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's a first down. All right, almost 1st and goal. So they're going to be at the
2 receivers to the left.
13-yard line here. Yeah, 2 receivers to the left. Let's see. What do you think they're doing, passing or running?
Passing.
Up, they run it.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay, though. It's a good guess. You really don't know with this Destrehan offense. They're really loaded everywhere. Another run up the middle by Malachi Dabney. Again, they're really picking on those inside linebackers.
Seeing so much space to the left here, it really gets you thinking that that'll be an opening, but nope, it'll be.
And Malachi Dabney looks like he is in for the touchdown.
Just rushing straight down to, that end zone here.
Yeah, so you see inside zone run 4 times in a row. Man, they're really just going after the inside linebackers here. I would imagine the coaching staff here at Destrehan is seeing that when we are spreading these receivers out, that they are just taking advantage of also the inside linebackers spacing out to just get to their zones easier. And they're just eating up the inside with the run game.
Seems like Wildcats are going for the extra kick. What do you think is going through the eyes of Terrebonne's defensive line?
So for the defensive line, I would say that they're probably doing their job pretty decently, right? They're engaging their offensive linemen. They're trying to make sure that their linebackers cannot be blocked. That's one main job a defensive line has. However, I think that what's really stretching those inside linebackers thin is just the spread offense that Destrehan runs. I don't think they have the speed to cover the space in the zones that they're being asked to cover with this very elite passing game that Destrehan has.
All right, that'll be 14 and 7 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock here. Yeah, it's like you said before the game started. It'll be goal for goal. Points will be really close here.
Absolutely. This is very likely a game that will come down to the last possession, and whoever scores last might win the game. Right. So that's a very good possibility.
And I'm guessing we'll be really looking for anything that might give them an edge, like an interception.
Yeah, look, here's one thing we haven't talked about is turnovers, and we haven't seen one yet, but turnovers are so big in football. Usually if you win the turnover battle, you win the game. And that's a fumbled ball, a muffed catch, but a decent job recovering from the muffed catch.
Leading them at 25, 10-1.
At the 25-yard line. And here's another thing that we haven't talked about is the hidden yardage we have in special teams. So kickoff and punts is special teams. And right now, you've got Destrehan has started at the 45 basically for both of their drives. And now Terrebonne has started both of their drives at the 25. That means that Destrehan has 40 extra yards of not even offense, just field position, right?
Wow.
Making it that much easier to score. So that's huge. So Terrebonne's going to want to clean up their special teams game so that they can take advantage of getting better field position as they begin their drives.
All right. And that's that there, the jet sweep motion.
Yeah, so very similar to a jet sweep motion. We actually see, I couldn't catch the number, but we actually call that a turbo motion. It's the back that goes into motion around behind the quarterback on a toss play. So, and you'll see the quarterback just toss the ball out to his left-hand side, and the back tries to get to the edge, and again, the defense comes up big. Number 55.
With great zone coverage here.
Yeah, Destrehan, number 55, does a great job containing the play and not allowing him to get to the edge.
All right. And just down, that's Terrebonne with 1st and 10.
Yeah, Terrebonne's going to get a first down here on a, they do a quick inside zone fake, play action fake, and the slant, the post, I'm not really sure what route it was. It was a quick slant, but man, he was almost vertical when he caught the ball, and he just gets it out quick, and there's nobody there. Just a little bit of a blown coverage there by the inside linebackers. I think now we're going to start seeing the Destrehan inside linebackers starting to cheat up and play the run because of how.
All right, and that'll be 1st and 10 here.
Yeah, number 0 catches the ball here outside, a quick out, and is able to get some yardage after the catch before he's taken down in another quick first down. As I was saying before the play, I think what we're doing now, it looks like Terrebonne's got a fast-paced offense too. They're really not even getting a break.
Right.
So the inside linebackers are cheating up to stop Quincy Adams. They know Quincy Adams is going to be tough to stop. As powerful as he was on that first drive, and as strong a runner as those linebackers are in their head, they're going to try to come up and make a stop. And so what that does is, in those inside linebackers' brain, they're going to cheat up, and they're going to anticipate that run a little bit more, and it's going to make them just a tad slower to drop back into their zone when it is a pass. And I think that's what we saw on that quick slant, that first pass play for that first down that we saw.
Players moving really fast. It's, allowing open positions or open spaces within the zones.
Absolutely. So, yeah, to your point, and I think I mentioned this earlier with Destrehan, is what a quarterback wants to do is exploit the space between the zones of the defenders if that defense is running a zone defense, which most high schools in today's day and age do in the majority of situations.
Seems like they're lining back up. Here are the Tigers and Wildcats. One receiver on their right, 2 on their left.
So number 5 comes in at the quarterback position this time. Quincy Adams at the quarterback position and hands off to number 0, Terrence Diggs, I believe. And now they're going back to their traditional offensive lineup with number 2, Owen Oliver, in at quarterback. And that is the end of the first quarter.
All right, that'll end the game with 14-7 14 for Wildcats. Here, that'll give them an advantage leading to the second quarter. And what will we be looking forward to, leading into the second quarter?
So I think going here into the second quarter as the Tigers get into Wildcat territory, you noticed it last drive. What they did as soon as they crossed that 50, they started feeding the ball to Quincy Adams again and just pounding it down the middle. And I think you'll see a little bit more of that, but they've also had some success with some quick passes. So I think that some quick play action fakes to get those linebackers to cheat up, and then in turn some quick passes off those play action fakes. And here, Terrebonne has got to stay committed to the run here. If they don't, those linebackers will stop cheating up.
And they'll be getting to that turnover that you were talking about.
Yeah, we definitely want to see a turnover. Look, we want to see, each team wants to get a turnover, right?
Right.
So if the defense can come away with a turnover, that's a big shift in momentum for the game. And if you win the game, the turnover battle in the game, you're more than likely going to win the game. A lot of linemen in here for Terrebonne and a lot of down linemen here for Destrehan as well for defense.
Wow.
And so we saw a quick play action fake, and they went for the long ball, and it just didn't develop like they wanted it to here. And the quarterback, Owen Oliver, has to hang on to the ball and takes the sack. Well, that's a loss of a lot of yards. It's going to be third and about 15 here. So for Destrehan right now, it's almost a guarantee that Terrebonne's going to throw the ball here.
Right.
Third down, passing, 3rd and 15. It's a passing down. And Destrehan's actually going to take a timeout here to talk things over. They want to be absolutely sure, 100% positive, that Terrebonne does not convert on this 3rd down. Because if they are able to stop them here, Terrebonne's going to do one of two things. They're in this no man's land territory where you're not sure if you want to punt on 4th down. You're not sure if you want to go for it. So they do not want to give up anything right here.
Because it's so early in the game.
Yeah, it's so early in the game, 100%. And there is a lot of game left. Look, we've seen teams jump up to 20-0 and then come back and make it close at the end. So that happens all the time in high school football, just the way the game ebbs and flows with turnovers and momentum. Momentum is everything in high school football. Those emotions of those players get flowing. That's very important.
And right now we're just kind of seeing that build up.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We're seeing 2 receivers on each side and a player in motion. That's that jet sweep motion we were talking about, and it's
So what we see here is a slow screen. So what the offense actually does is they purposefully block the offensive line for about 2 seconds and then let them go. And they're gonna try to get a sack. We're gonna get a quick play here. So let's focus on the play here. So that quick screen the play before was to Quincy Adams, and you saw how he ran.
Right.
16 yards, picks up the 1st down. That's huge for Terrebonne. And then they get a quick play off and hand it to him right down the middle again, and it's another 2 yards. A 2nd and 8 situation. They're deep into Destrehan territory now, and now really the whole playbook is wide open.
right. It seems like that 16-yard game was really what they needed, and it's allowing them to, not have to turn over the ball.
100%. That's a momentum shift. When Destrehan has them back on the ropes, 3rd and 15, and then you pick up that big 1st down, that's huge, a momentum shift. So it goes from Destrehan back to the Terrebonne Tigers, and then they just feed Quincy Adams the ball 2 more times in a row, and now we got a 3rd and short situation. So again, you're going to probably see a run to Quincy Adams here, or maybe a zone read, but don't rule out a pass play.
The receivers to the right, one to the left, and it was fed to Quincy Adams, as you said.
Yep.
And so we're probably going to see that a couple more times. That'll be 1st and 10. Really making it down to the end zone with 9 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, so if I'm Terrebonne right now, I'm trying to get a quick score and then get the ball back before halftime if I can. So you got 9 minutes and 28 seconds left. So you got a short run by Quincy Adams here for a gain of half a yard. But we want to get 2 possessions out of these last 9 minutes if we're Terrebonne. And of course, for Destrehan, that's not at all what you want.
Right.
What you want to do is force them to a field goal right here, keep the lead, and then take the rest of the time off the clock as you drive down to end the half.
Leading with those extra points.
Yeah.
Hands a hand off here. And there he is, just running straight down the middle. Quincy Adams with a touchdown.
Yeah, Quincy Adams right up the middle of that inside zone. And I'm not sure what happened there, but there was a big gap. Let's give some credit to the offensive line because you don't get to be the number 2 rusher in the state without a great offensive line. I hope he's taking them out to dinner every Thursday night.
Really opening up the zone here for Quincy Adams to just run right through.
Absolutely.
And they're lining up for the extra kick point. That is good.
So it's all tied up 14-14 with 8:50 left in the second quarter in the first half. Let's see what happens. Like I mentioned, it's going to be toe to toe. We're going to keep going. It's going to be a brawl.
And we're going to be leading on to the last possession.
Absolutely.
These turnovers, this game is going to get really heated.
So that's another thing. If you can steal a possession with a turnover here, that's going to be huge in a game like this where you're just battling back and forth, a score for a score. So if either team is able to get a turnover, whether it be a fumble recovery or an interception, or even a big special teams play, and a big stop on special teams, a punt block of some sort, that's going to be huge for either team here and a major momentum shift.
All right, and the Tigers line up for a kick to the Wildcats.
So, a few minutes ago I mentioned, trying to take all the time off the clock here in the second half. But now that I'm thinking about it, if Destrehan could get a quick score here and then get a 3 and out, they could get 2 scores before the half is over with. There's plenty of time left on the clock for that. Let's see what they do.
All right.
That's the Destrehan starting running back, Malachi Dabney.
And it really seems like, every time that he receives a ball after a kick, he just managed to get, like, a good amount of space here to work with, starting off their offense.
Absolutely. The first 2 drives, or the first 2 kick returns, inside the 45-yard line. This one inside the 40-yard line. So you got 60 yards to go. It's a relatively short field to work with. It really keeps your whole playbook open.
Right, in the last game, I was talking about that a lot with Coach Landis, that, these coaches really be looking to have a wide-open playbook.
100%. We see a quick pass outside to number 1, Jalen Ash, and it is good for a gain of 9 yards. That's excellent execution. And then now, right here on 2nd and short, you're probably going to see Jackson Fields take a shot at the end zone. But they do line up in a heavy formation, so maybe a run here. Let's see.
As you said, it was a run.
Yeah, so when you see all those linemen, they got some extra linemen, some extra tight ends in the game. You see only 2 receivers to the top, to the right side of the field. That means everybody's coming in. They're throwing some extra blockers in there. Usually you're going to run the ball in those situations with those formations.
And that'll be 1st and 10.
Yes, sir. That was Malachi Dabney on the carry.
Destrehan with 2 receivers on the right.
Play is blown dead, It looks like we have an offsides on the defense, or an encroachment. So that means I didn't see anybody jump, so I'd imagine that one of the defensive linemen probably lined up inside that neutral zone. And when the play started, they were in the neutral zone, so it's a penalty. A 5-yard penalty would be 1st and 5.
All right, that's a good thing for Destrehan here. I wouldn't say yet, though, that Terrebonne is getting antsy.
No, there's a lot of time left in this game, and they're very confident in their players and very confident in their game. And that's when you see that, look at this, wide open.
Wow.
Great separation by Jabari Mack. Great pass by Jackson Fields, puts it on the money. And that's those gaps in those zones and taking advantage of those players that we know we have good matchups with.
Jackson Fields really, watching open for those open spots here, receiving a great pass.
Yeah.
Or throwing a great pass.
Absolutely.
Flag on the play.
Number 5, Damian Richard, gets involved in the game here in the run game. He's actually a wide receiver. They line him up at tailback, and they run him around the right end. There is a flag on the play. We're going to see what it is here. So that's a personal foul on Terrebonne. It's going to be half the distance to the goal, but I believe it will give them a first down. Yeah, it's going to be 1st and goal at the 7-yard line now.
That gives the coaches a lot to work with.
Yes, 100%. When you get down to the end zone, there is a little bit of an advantage playing defense here because there's no deep threat. So you can almost walk up another defender into the box to help stop the run.
And possibly sack the quarterback.
Absolutely, get a sack or tackle for a loss. So there we go. We have a tackle for a loss. He loses about 2 yards on the play. And we see the jet sweep motion by Jalen Ashton. They fake the jet sweep motion, then give to Malachi Dabney up the middle. But they absolutely stuffed the run. It looks like Terrebonne has subbed in their goal line formation or their goal line personnel.
All right, and that's a great catch here.
Malachi Dabney with the juggling catch out the backfield. He comes out the backfield from the running back position into the flat and makes a juggling catch.
Allowing them a touchdown with 6 minutes left on the play, on the quarter.
So that'll put up the Wildcats 20-14. And we're going to try the extra point here. And it is good.
That'll leave them 21-14. And is it, as you say, are you expecting, Destrehan to possibly have that momentum?
Destrehan has all the momentum right now. Destrehan wants to get an extra score before the half if they can. But more importantly, they do not want to allow a single point from Terrebonne here before these last 6 minutes are up. Because Terrebonne gets the ball to begin the second half. So if you can get a stop here and just take that possession away and not allow them to score, that's going to be huge for Destrehan because they're going to have to do it again at the beginning of the second half.
Just a reminder that you're joined here with Press Play Productions. We do stream here from the Satellite Center with Destrehan and Hahnville games. Please come down and watch us again for our Hahnville homecoming night.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button while you're at it. I just did it actually earlier while we were sitting here in the press box.
That's a great kick by Destrehan.
Yeah, Ian Arsenault on the kick. Oh, beautiful open field tackle.
And that'll land them at 25. That'll land the Tigers at 25.
I believe that was number 23, Brian Reed on the tackle.
Great tackle by Brian Reed here.
Yeah, he grabs him around the ankles and just does not let him go. That is wonderful.
And that again leaves the Tigers with a little less playing field here.
Yeah, so they got a long way to go, 75 yards. They're right about the 25-yard line again, so this is actually their best starting field position at the 26-yard line. Both of the other starting field position was at the 25.
2 receivers on each side here. And number 6 in motion. Seems like a great pass here and a caught.
Yeah, so the defensive line from Destrehan only brings 3, which gives number 2, Owen Oliver, a long time to throw. He's able to roll out to the left side and find an open receiver on a scramble drill, really. With that much time, the play is essentially over, and you've got receivers just trying to get open.
And that's where you really see their offensive line like doing really well.
Yes, absolutely. And so it was they did max pass protection on that one. They had the running back plus 5 offensive linemen, and really they just find the gaps in the zones there, and they're able to deliver an open pass.
Seems like they're doing the same thing here.
It's a jet sweep
But
motion.
on the right side. And he's running down. Quarterback is doing great here, making incredible yard gain.
So I believe that was number 5, Quincy Adams at quarterback that time, which they have done a few times tonight, and both times it's been a run. It's been a direct snap run. Now, they did look like it was going to pass. Quincy Adams drops like he's going to pass, and it's essentially the same play that they just ran to the other side, and Quincy just takes off.
Seeing 2 receivers on each side. Trying to go right down the middle, but it is a gain of 3 yards, it seems, from up here in the push box. It's quite hard to see, but we're still trying.
Yeah, no doubt. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be 2nd and 8 here, with 4:14 left in the first half, and the Wildcats are up 21-14. So a handoff up the middle, stopped for minimal gain. Really swallowed up by the defense that time, by Destrehan's defense.
That'll be 3rd and 6 here. Being so close to the end zone here for the Tigers, what do you expect to see from them?
So, with 3:30 left on the clock, what I want to do right now as the Terrebonne Tigers is run down this clock as much as I can and still score a touchdown. I want to leave as little time as possible for that Destrehan offense to get on the field and score a touchdown, because when they have gotten on the field, they've scored fast, right? They're a very fast-paced offense. They get those plays in from the sideline with signals. The whole team runs to their positions, and then they give the formations and they switch around however they need to, and then they give the play and they're running it so quickly.
And I'm seeing Destrehan trying to just, allow them the kick for the extra points.
Yeah,
so they can keep their momentum.
Absolutely, and I will say this, that's why you see a timeout right now. If Destrehan is able to stop them right here, they want to talk things over, they're able to stop them here on 3rd down, they're going to force them to a 4th down situation in field goal position and hopefully get that field goal attempt.
And we see the Tigers set up here.
So new formation. This is something called polecat, or a variation of polecat. This is a trick formation here. And it looks like we have a little screen pass to the left. And that did not work like they wanted it to. However, there is
flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
So
let's see what it is. What were you going to say?
Go a little bit more into detail on that formation.
Yeah, so that formation was a trick formation, right? So every play, the offense has to have 7 men on the line, and which leaves 4 men off the line. And what they do there is they spread out 3 guys wide right, 4 guys wide left, and they put just a few guys in the middle of the field, which is a very non-traditional way. And what it does for the defense is it creates space, right? Lots of space in the middle of the field. And they do it right after a timeout. And what they're trying to do there is they're either trying to get Destrehan to burn a timeout so they don't have it anymore and adjust to the formation, or they're trying to get that trick play. And what they did was they threw a quick screen to the left side of the field. And let's see what this penalty is here. They throw that quick screen to the left side of the field. They don't get many yards. They don't get the first down. They get about 5 yards. They were expecting a touchdown on that trick play. Usually when you're calling a trick play, it's going to be for a touchdown.
Right.
So we have a hold on the Tigers. And we have a dead ball foul.
Dead ball, personal foul against the Terrebonne Tigers.
So we have 2 dead ball fouls after the play, one on Destrehan and one on the Terrebonne Tigers. So I do believe that those penalties will offset. The question is, do we replay the down?
So after that formation from the Tigers, what do you expect for them to set up for now?
So they're not going to run the polecat variation again, not at least until the second half, until after. Unfortunately, they ran it in the first half. As a coach, I would have waited until the second half so they don't have halftime to adjust to that formation. But you'll likely not see that on this drive again because Destrehan has had a timeout to talk that over.
And I'm expecting Quincy Simmons here to...
And we do see Quincy Adams here on the handoff and then a tailback pass across the middle. Another trick play, but out of a regular formation. And it is not good for a first down, but it is good for close to a first down. It'll be 4th and very short. And they're going to go for it. They are not going to kick a field goal here.
I think that's what, what the Tigers should go for.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's a flag on the play.
Yep, false start on the Tigers, and that might make them rethink their decision to go for it on 4th down here.
That's really going to be bad for them here. Especially for the Wildcats, though, I'm seeing like they're expecting that field goal.
So what I'm seeing here is no substitutions from the Terrebonne Tigers, so it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. And it's a 4th and long situation, so that means that the defense can probably bank on a pass play because you're going to need to get chunk yards, but I wouldn't doubt it when you got Quincy Adams in the backfield if they do hand it off to him.
Right. I do see them trying to go for a zone lockdown here.
It's a fumble.
Oh. And look at what we see here from the Tigers.
So the quarterback fumbles the snap and is able to get it. Owen Oliver does a good job of picking the ball back up and scrambling around the left end and just using the defenses. What the defense does is they play the pass, and it creates open space for the quarterback to run in.
And I think that this actually works in the Tigers' favor because they first down and they're right next to the goal with 2 minutes left on the clock,
It absolutely does, and that's exactly what they wanted to do, is they want to wind down that clock and finish the drive with a touchdown. And it looks like we have an injured Destrehan player down on the field. So while we're on break, or on a little break here, turns out that Alik and I have something in common. We were talking a couple weeks ago, and Alik went to Covington High just a couple semesters ago as a junior. And I graduated from Covington High, so we talked a little shop a couple weeks ago when we were at the Hahnville game, and we talked about Coach Boudreau, who was my running backs coach, who is now the principal at Covington High, and some good times at Covington High. Alik ran track at Covington High as well, as did I. So just a few things in common for us.
And I really want to shout out Coach Pennington, who was a great track coach who ran alongside of us when I was running distance over there.
That's great. And, I played football with Coach Pennington when I was there, too. So that's
great.
awesome.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
So it's good to see we get the Destrehan player off the field here. He's able to come off under his own power, always a good sign. And we'll pick up, it is 2nd and 3 at the 5-yard line, so Terrebonne can actually get a first down here before the touchdown and get an extra set of downs if they are able to.
Destrehan's probably looking for a tackle for a loss of yards here. Let's see what they can do.
Wow, they play the run really well on that play. They give the ball to Quincy Adams. They make him turn it up into the inside. He's not able to get the edge and make the tackle. Tony Crump on the tackle. It's another big 3rd down. So right now, I would say that Terrebonne has the momentum. They're knocking on the door. They're about to score, and the defense's back is up against the wall here for the Wildcats.
Let's see what the Wildcats can pull here. And it seems like they're down the middle for a touchdown.
Another inside run. The defensive end comes up and makes good contact in the backfield, but again, Quincy Adams, so difficult to tackle. He's just a bruiser, and he's fast, and he's strong, and he's big, and it's just so difficult to take him down.
Seeing the Tigers get ready for an extra point kick.
Yeah, and look, every point matters. Maybe the Wildcats can pull off a block here, and that could be the game decider. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, it is good, and
That'll make them tied up here, 21-21, with 52 seconds left on the clock, and that doesn't really give the Wildcats much to work with.
not much time, but there is still time, right? So
Right.
I'm going to reiterate what I've said earlier in the game, that Jackson Fields, with this offense led by Coach Harrison, is a fast-paced offense that can get big chunk plays really fast, and they practice their tails off for situations like these all throughout the week. They have specific plays exactly for this type of situation, and they are going to put it into practice right here.
Tigers getting ready to kick to the Wildcats. And can I just raise some awareness about Pink Links that, raise money for breast cancer, and, we're out here tonight watching people play really well, and you always got to make sure you're aware of, the more or less fortunate things.
Absolutely. So Dabney on the return, he's not able to get a lot of yards after the catch. However, still decent field position at the 35. 65 yards to go. Let's see what Destrehan can do here.
All right.
So this is Destrehan's worst starting field position of the night. They've started inside the 40 every drive, inside their own 40 every drive.
Now they're a little bit behind.
A little bit behind
more
there.
into their own territory here. But will that stop them here?
Let's see. You're going to see the offense open up a little bit here.
We have 3 receivers on their left. And an incomplete pass here.
And they do a quick out, and it looks like to me that Terrebonne has switched to a man coverage here in this, and with a few seconds left here in the first half, with about 40 seconds left in the first half. That looked like man coverage, which is not what they have been doing. So that's a little bit of a change for Jackson Fields to adjust to, and the passing game to adjust to.
We got some motion here and a fumble.
So it's going to be an incomplete pass. Thankfully, an incomplete pass. There is a penalty on the play. It's a hold on the Wildcats. So that'll back them up, and they will repeat second down.
Giving them less of a disadvantage or more of a disadvantage here.
100%.
Tigers really being able to push the Wildcats back after those past games, all those yards that they had on them.
100%. And so now they're going to be at the 25-yard line to start, really essentially to start the drive, even though it's second down.
Second down and 20.
And you're going to see them passing the ball here. 35 seconds left. You got 75 yards to go to try to get a score here. You're going to have to pass the ball.
They're looking for that first down. I know the Wildcats, want to make that big play, which here we see.
And there is Jabari Mack and the
And
ball.
an incomplete pass.
Yeah, the ball just doesn't quite get to Jabari where he needs it.
Still a great pass, but just not quite there.
Yeah, the ball had the distance, just not quite in the right part of the field. I'm not sure if Jabari was rerouted at the line of scrimmage, and maybe the timing was just a little bit off between he and Jackson. They usually connect pretty well. They've been playing together now for 3 years.
It's great seeing the teamwork, though, even though, their backs might be against the wall a little bit. They're still making great plays here, trying to get to where they need to be, being third down and 20.
Yeah. So third down and 20. Terrebone's going to take a timeout to talk things over, talk about what coverage they want to run. Terrebonne does not want to allow a big chunk play here on this next play. So what you're going to look at from Destrehan, what you're going to look for, is Destrehan's, it's going to be a pass play. It's third and 20, and they're trying to get to the perimeter or over the top and score a touchdown.
Right.
If they pass it up the middle, it's going to be a deep ball or a short pass to pick up 15 yards and then call a quick timeout.
And Wildcats, they always want to watch out for that interception that could come with that, long pass, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to see a defender just waiting in space to pick that ball off, which absolutely could happen depending on what kind of defense here Terrebonne is going to run.
Here the Wildcats are lining up. Two receivers to their left.
Yeah, and Terrebonne comes out with two deep safeties. It looks like they're in a cover 4 situation, maybe a cover 3. And they've got Jackson on the ropes, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds.
All right. Are we looking for the Wildcats to make a punt here?
Fourth down and 20.
It's 14 seconds left. And it does look like the Wildcats are going to bring the punt unit on. I was going to say the only chance here is one big play, and it's got to be a score here because you don't want to give Terrebonne the ball on your own 25 here with 14 seconds left and have an opportunity to score going in before halftime, especially when they get the ball back coming into the second half.
All right.
Not a great punt, but better than where they were, right? So we've got about a 25-yard swing here. I do believe that Ryan Como here was trying to punt it away from their punt returner. I'm almost positive that Coach Scott would have said, hey, don't punt it to their returner here. We don't want to give them a chance to house this thing.
And run it straight down to the end zone.
Exactly, right before the half. That would be terrible. So I would assume that it wasn't a big punt, but definitely so much better starting field position for the defense of the Wildcats than from their own 25. So we've only got 2 seconds left here in the half. And it looks like they were going to kneel it, so the referees are just going to call the first half.
All right. And so after the first half of the game, you want to recap us, Coach Bro?
Yeah, so it has been a brawl here, as I said earlier. Destrehan gets the ball first and scores a touchdown, and then Terrebonne a touchdown, then Destrehan a touchdown, and so on and so forth. And we've got 6 total scores. And for Terrebonne, the story is Quincy Adams, right?
Right.
Second in rushing yards in the state. He's a bruiser. He's just runs the ball so tough. He's fast and he's big and he's just really hard to tackle. And so the defense has had a difficult time taking them down.
Right. And then we have that great offensive line that, opens up the way for Quincy Adams to just create amazing plays here as well.
100%. And, I mentioned Coach Boudreaux earlier, our principal over at Covington High. When he was the quarterback at Covington High, he would take his offensive line out to eat every Thursday night. And I sure hope Quincy Adams is doing that for his offensive line, because you're not going to be a good rusher without some good blockers.
All right. And that'll be it for this first half of the game. We'll be right back with you. This is Press Play Productions.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center field as we present the ladies of the Destrehan High School 2025 Homecoming Court. We begin tonight with Leslie Armand.
All right, so we are going to be recognizing the homecoming court for
Carrie Armand.
Destrehan High School.
She is being escorted
Right now, we've got Lindsay Armand. She's the daughter of Jennifer and Carrie Armand. Tonight, she is being escorted by her father. Leslie's DHS activities include cheerleading, servicing as lieutenant, and winning state competition, and placing third in the NCAA Nationals. She's also a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and the Beta Club, serving as the secretary of the National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, and the Wise Ecology Club. She's been on the principal's list and was a Student of the Year candidate.
And here we're recognizing Carly Oakwen, is a daughter of Christine and Chris Oakwen. Tonight she is being escorted by her father. Carly's DHS activities include cheerleading, the Beta Club, the Wise Ecology Club, has been on honor roll, and was a Student of the Year candidate.
Next up is going to be Hannah Burst. Hannah is the daughter of Gina and Daniel Burst. Tonight, she's being escorted by her father. Hannah's Destrehan activities include the Dusty Darlings, serving as an officer, and earning a UDA All-American honors. She's also a member of the Student Council, the Principal's Student Advisory Committee, the Superintendent's Advisory Board, and serves as a DHS ambassador. Hannah is a member of the National Honor Society and the National English Honor Society, the National Spanish Honor Society, while holding membership in the Beta Club, Mu Alpha Theta, and Talented Art. She has been on the principal's list and was a Student of the Year candidate.
She has been on the principal's list and was a Student of the Year candidate. Miss Hannah Burst.
And we're recognizing Madison Carr. She is the daughter of Megan Carr and Jace Pore. Tonight she is being escorted by her brother Dylan Carr. Madison's DHS activities include Student Council, serving as an Executive Board Vice President. She is also a Wildcat mentor, DHS ambassador, Big Future ambassador, and has been the track team manager. Madison is a member of the National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, Beta Club, HOSA, serving as president, the yearbook staff, the Mental Health Club, Wise Ecology Club, Mu Alpha Theta, and Interact. She has been an AP scholar on the principal's list and a Student of the Year candidate.
Now we're going to be recognizing Erin Colbert. She is the daughter of Vershelle Thompson. Tonight, she is being escorted by her grandfather, Vershelle Thompson. Erin's Destrehan activities include cheerleading, student council, serving as the junior class president and sophomore class vice president. She's a Wildcat mentor, peer mentor, member of the Beta Club, National Spanish Honor Society, and Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Erin is also in talented drama. She was a 2025 Youth Leadership Delegate and received the Roars Award, honor roll, and was a Student of the Year candidate.
And we're recognizing Sarah Freeman. She is the daughter of Lawrence Sennett and Gerald Freeman. Tonight, she is being escorted by her father. Sarah's DHS activities include tennis, powerlifting, and she is also a DHS ambassador, a peer mentor, and a member of the Beta Club, the National Spanish Honor Society, and the National English Honor Society. Sarah is also a member of the WISE Ecology Club, Interact, the STEP team, and is founding member of the Mental Health Club. She was in a marching band, honor roll, and a Student of the Year candidate.
Miss Sarah Freeman. Ayanna Johnson.
Iana Johnson, she's the daughter of Maria and Thomas Johnson. Tonight, she's being escorted by her father. Iana's DHS activities include cheerleading, serving as a captain. She is a Wildcat mentor as a DHS ambassador and a member of the Beta Club, serving as philanthropy co-chair. She is also a member of the National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, HOSA Future Health Professionals, Mental Health Club, and Interact. Iana was a POSSE applicant and on honor roll and a Student of the Year candidate.
Cammie Johnson is the daughter of Sienna and Dennis Mitchell. Tonight, she is being escorted by her father. Cammie's DHS activities include basketball, volleyball, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and DHS ambassadors. She is also a member of the Beta Club, serving as philanthropy chair, National English Honor Society, serving as senior secretary, Mu Alpha Theta, Interact, and a mental health club. She has been on the principal's list, honor roll, and was a Student of the Year candidate.
Miss Cammie Johnson.
Next, we have Aubrey Leday. She's the daughter of Ashley and Brian Leday. Tonight, she is being escorted by her father. Aubrey's DHS activities include the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, serving as an officer, National English Honor Society, WISE Ecology Club, the Beta Club, and was on honor roll. And she has been a Student of the Year candidate.
Miss Aubrey Leday. Cadence Robinson.
Cadence Robinson is the daughter of Lauren Mayer and Tron Lee. Tonight, she is being escorted by her brother Anthony Robinson III. Cadence's DHS activities include color guard, serving as captain and formerly lieutenant, winter guard, serving as captain and formerly co-captain, volleyball team manager, and peer mentoring, serving as an officer. She is also a member of the DTV, Morning Announcements, Crew, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Interact, Mu Alpha Theta, and the Beta Club. Cadence is also in club life and was a 2025 Louisiana Youth Leadership Delegate and a Student of the Year candidate.
Now we're going to introduce Bridget Stillman. She's the daughter of Rebecca Littell and Neil Stillman. Tonight, she's being escorted by her father. Bridget's Destrehan activities include band, earning district and parish honor band honors, talented music and choir. She's a member of the soccer team, National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, Beta Club, and has been a member of softball. She has been on honor roll and a Student of the Year candidate.
Miss Bridget Stillman.
Now introducing Ava Sutton. She is the daughter of Kimberly McGowan Sutton and Melvin Sutton III. Tonight, she is being escorted by her stepfather, Dr. Christopher McGowan. Ava's DHS activities include outdoor track and field, serving as co-captain and placing third in district and pole vault. She is the student council, serving as a junior class vice president and sophomore class president. She is also on the Principal Student Advisory Committee, National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, and the Beta Club. She's With the yearbook staff and Wise Ecology Club, Ava was also a 2025 Louisiana Youth Leadership Delegate, has received awards, and was on honor roll, the principal's list, and was a Student of the Year candidate.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 2025 Destrehan Homecoming Court. Now please give a warm welcome to the 2024 Queen, Jasmine Baker, who will help
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your 2025 Homecoming Court.
Please congratulate them.
The 2025 second maid is Cadence Robinson. The 2025 first maid is Hannah Burst. And now we would like to welcome our principal, Mr. Jason Madair, who will now crown our 2025 Destrehan High School Homecoming Queen. The 2025 Destrehan High School Homecoming Queen, Cammie Johnson. Please give a round of applause for all of the 2025 Girls Homecoming Court as they exit the field. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to welcome back the Destrehan High School class of 1975 and the class of 2010. We are thrilled to have you celebrating your reunion with us this weekend. Fighting Wildcats, let's show them some love because you belong here and tradition never graduates.
So the Satellite Center's health and science courses are raising money to support breast cancer research. The annual Pink Links fundraiser is happening right now. We have the West Bank and the East Bank QR codes popping up on your screen throughout this live stream. Use your phone to scan these QR codes and donate. The total amount will be announced at halftime during the Battle on the River football game. That's the football game where Hahnville and Destrehan play each other. So again, use these QR codes that are on your screen to donate to either the East Bank or the West Bank, and the winner will be announced at the Battle on the River halftime of the Battle on the River. So one more time, you're seeing the QR codes on your screen right now. This is for the Pink Link fundraiser between the East Bank and West Bank of St. Charles Parish. Go ahead and scan the QR code with your phone to donate, and the winner will be announced at halftime of the Battle on the River.
Some scores as time permits. At the half, Bell Chase 42, West Jeff, nothing. At the half, Thibodeau 13, East St. John, nothing.
So if you're still with us right now, I want you to do me a real big favor. I want you to text the link to Press Play Productions to one person that you know in St. Charles Parish, and go ahead and make sure that they see this QR code. It's going to be up for another minute so that we can increase those donations for the Pink Link fundraiser. And then also they can tune in for the second half. We had about 570 viewers at one point during the first half. We want to get that number up as high as we can. You can be a part of that. So go ahead and text the link to somebody that you know that would be interested in this Terrebonne Tigers versus Destrehan Wildcats football game so they can check out what we got going on over here in Destrehan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back the Terrebonne Tigers. In the second quarter, Jesuit 10, Holy Cross 6. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back your Fighting Wildcats. Another score from the River Parishes in the third quarter, St. Charles Catholic 14, St. James 6. Also at the half.
All right, and press play back again for the second half. Just wanted to remind y'all all that y'all are watching with Press Play production crew. We're out here to make sure that you can watch the game for both Destrehan and Hahnville. Make sure you tune into our YouTube, our Instagram, and X, and our username is Press the Play.
So we're about to pick up here in the second half of the Destrehan Terrebonne game. It is all tied up at 21 points apiece. And Destrehan is going to take the field to kick off to Terrebonne. And we have seen a really close game here, nail biter, so to speak. It has been tick for tack. Each team has exchanged touchdowns. Each team has had 3 possessions. Each team has had 3 touchdowns. So I expect more of the same here in the second half. It should be an exciting game.
All right, and the kick starts here. They're leaving off, and it seems like we're going to have a great start being ahead of the 40-yard line here.
Yeah, best starting field position all night for the Terrebonne Tigers. They're here at the 41-yard line, 42-yard line, and they've been backed up by the 25 every single time, except for that last possession that they got was about the 35 before the half. So this is going to be a very good opportunity for them to capitalize on.
And it seems like, their momentum has already been lifted. So it's kind of just might steamroll down. But we'll see what the Tigers can do to, just keep that momentum going.
I would absolutely agree. Going into halftime, the Terrebonne Tigers have the momentum. They were able to stop Destrehan right there with 3 plays with 50 seconds left on the clock. So let's see what they do here.
Shotgun here with 1 runner back. And they pass.
So that's called a swing pass out to the right, caught here by number 1. And it's actually going to be a loss of 2 yards. The cornerback, number 5, Damian Richard, comes up and does a fantastic job making a shoelace tackle, and just textbook tackle here on the outside. And it's a loss of yards. So wonderful job, solo tackle. He's actually being blocked as he made the tackle. Great textbook tackle.
Seems like they have 1 receiver out on their left. And this is a pistol formation here. Running down the middle and down. That will be a gain of, should be 4 yards.
Yeah, gain about 4 yards here on the play. That was Quincy Adams, a name we said a whole lot in the first half. Look for more of him tonight, as he's just a bruiser of a runner, really able to pound the ball down. There is actually no flag on the play. The referee has picked it up.
We're watching these amazing players. They play so much, you can only imagine how tired they get during the games.
You're absolutely right. Football is a very exhausting game, especially for those who don't come off the field. Every once in a while, you'll have a player that plays both sides of the ball. I don't think we have any of those to highlight tonight, but maybe in certain situations you may see a player switch sides of the ball, but definitely an exhausting game.
All right, and it seems like and it is an incomplete pass here. Yeah, it really seemed like, the quarterback was looking for that opening for a great pass, but they just couldn't get it there.
Yeah, he tries to hit the deep out here at about 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, and he does it's not a really bad ball. It's a pretty good ball. It hits the receiver in the hands, but what was dangerous about it was the cornerback was actually able to undercut the ball and almost came away with an interception, and boy, would that have changed the momentum, because there's nobody in front of him, and he has a very good chance of just house calling that after a pick. So it is 4th and about 9 in the Terrebonne Tigers have their punt unit on, and there is a flag on the play. It looks like there are 12 men on the field for the special teams unit. And I kind of mentioned earlier about some special teams mishaps that they needed to clean up when we weren't getting great starting field position, and there's another special teams mishap from the Terrebonne Tigers.
Yeah, it seems like, the Tigers lost their momentum so fast while, all of a sudden, Destrehan has some sort of upper hand here, but they are taken down on their own 11-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they're about the 11-yard line. It looks like they may give him forward momentum because he did catch the ball and get hit right away. So they're going to spot the ball at close to the 15-yard line.
that'll be 10 minutes and 34 seconds left on the clock here, leading into Wildcats offense.
So I would expect to see more of the passing game here that we didn't see a whole lot of in the first half. But again, every time they scored, they did it in so few plays because they're just such a fast offense.
Number one in motion.
So,
and yeah, it seems like he had the ball here and he was down.
yes, that's Jalen Ash around the end. That's that jet sweep motion that we were talking about. This time they give the jet sweep, and he's not able to get the edge. The left end of the defensive line for Terrebonne comes up and does a great job setting the edge, and Jalen Ash is just not able to turn the corner and get upfield.
It seems like this will really like restrict the coach's playbook here.
Yeah, so it's second and long, so you're looking for you may be still seeing an inside zone run here just to get some chunk yardage, but you may see a medium pass here. So this time they fake the jet sweep, and Jackson Fields takes off. He's got a gain of about 25 yards. So I'll tell you what they saw. Coach Harrison's down there doing his thing, being the X's and O's genius that he is, and he sees the linebackers open up a gap on that jet sweep motion, and he takes advantage of that with a quarterback keeper. And then they're going to go quick, right to Malachi Dabney for another 12-yard gain.
That was a great play. I'm not going to lie. I did not see that receiver, or like the running back just coming through. And I really just thought, he would have took the ball and just continued running. But they gave it off to, one of the other receivers, and he just ran it straight through.
Yeah, they did a great job of play faking right there on that jet sweep play with Jackson Fields getting that big gain. So a quick pass outside to Jabari Mack. He stiff arms the defender, and he'll be down a gain of 9 yards. It'll be 2nd and 1. So here is where that whole playbook is open. 2nd and short, there's so many options. You can run it short, pick up the first down. You could take a shot at the end zone because you pretty much have a guaranteed pickup on 3rd and short, and it just gives so many options.
You just
want to
make sure you don't get pushed back here.
Exactly, yes.
And that was a great play here.
So you'll notice again that jet sweep motion, it is doing something to those inside linebackers. And every time they fake that jet sweep motion and take off to the inside, it's wide open. So those inside linebackers are biting on the jet sweep motion, and their eyes are in the backfield on that motion man.
And the quarterback's just eating it up, just looking for those openings.
Absolutely. Another quick inside zone to Malachi Dabney. These coaches are getting the plays on and off the field so quickly, I can barely keep up.
Play after play, snap.
Yeah, they play with a very fast tempo, and that's just the style of offense that they have.
And a pistol formation here. 2 receivers to the right, and it seems like
so that's Malachi Dabney on a stretch play. We talk about a zone run, and what a stretch play is an outside zone run. So that whole offensive line is just creating a flow of blockers to the right side. But instead of just an inside zone where it's a little flow, it's a hard flow to the right, creating some gaps for Malachi Dabney to run through. And then he's in for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was a great play here by, the Wildcats just pushing straight through the field. They started, one moment they started on one end of the field, and next thing you know, they're all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, so we saw this on the second possession of the game when they spread out the defense with the trips formation and the 2x2 formation out wide, really spreading those linebackers and DBs out wide to create running lanes for the running back, and the field goal is no good. The extra point is no good. All right, so that is going to be that's going to be big.
Right. That could be that possible point deciding the game.
Yeah, and I mentioned that earlier when Terrebonne was taking an extra point attempt, and every point is going to matter in this one. So if Destrehan does have another opportunity to score here before the end of the game, you'll more than likely see them going for 2.
Right. Just to get that extra point up so they're not lacking.
Exactly, just to get the extra point back. Correct.
So that'll leave them 27-21 with 7 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. And that'll leave the Tigers to be receiving the kick from the Wildcats.
So earlier, I had mentioned that one stopped possession. And we saw that from Destrehan at the beginning of the second half. Terrebonne came out. They had good starting field position. They did not convert on third down. They had to punt the ball away. A great punt, way back deep. But Destrehan's able to drive the length of the field and score a touchdown.
So what seems to be going on here? It seems like the Tigers are getting a lot more, a lot more yards here starting off with the kick.
Yeah, I would imagine coaches made some adjustments at the special teams units at halftime. Now that they've kind of got a good feeling about how the Destrehan kicker is trying to get the ball out there, you'll notice they're not kicking it deep, and they're doing that on purpose. They're not going to kick it deep and put the ball in their best players' hands. That's usually the guys that have the most moves. They're the fastest. They can catch the best. They're not going to choose to put the ball in those guys' hands if they can avoid it.
So all of a sudden, right, so like all of a sudden, the offensive is already in your 40.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want a powerful kick return because that's huge. That's that hidden yardage we were talking about in special teams.
All right.
So a handoff to number 1, Alvin Celestine on that carry. They fake the handoff to Quincy Adams, and it looks like the linebackers, the inside linebackers, do bite on that first fake, and it opens up a gap for that second handoff to go the length of the first down.
Seems like he's running down the middle.
Yeah, Quincy Adams makes a great jump cut move to avoid a defender right there in the hole, and then just bounces it out to the right and is able to pick up 8 yards.
On the tackle, 2nd and 3 at the 46.
Just going to be 2nd and 2. 2nd and a long 2.
All right. You have a shotgun with 2 running backs. And it seems like he was socked right down.
What a stop.
Not allowing them to get any yards here. None at all.
That's number 56, Braylon Montero on the stop. No, number 55 on the stop. But, man, what a tackle. I mean, he just got swallowed up. He did a great job defeating his block and getting in the backfield and just making a great tackle on a very good running back that's hard to tackle.
It just seems like he came out of nowhere and just straight to the ground. Wow. That was a great one here, too. It seems like, what do you think that the Tigers plan to do here?
So that momentum shift is definitely happening right now for the Destrehan defense. This is 2 times in a row, two drives in a row that they've been able to stop them on a third down and get the punt unit onto the field, and that's huge for Destrehan.
Yeah, so we're really seeing that, momentum lead on the Wildcats, just letting them, have that advantage over the Tigers.
100%. Now, you'll see this formation by the Terrebonne Tigers, a very unique punt formation with a lot of people spread out, and he's calling for the fair catch, and he's going to catch it, and they're going to be down about the 17-yard line.
All right, that's starting the Wildcats some here, but still allowing them, that advantage.
Yeah, so, last drive they started at their own 16, and they were able to drive the length of the field in almost no time at all.
Right.
Just a few chunk plays and fast play got them down the field. And here's what we were talking about here now. So that's 2 possessions that the Terrebonne Tigers have not scored, whereas in all 3 of their possessions in the first half, they were able to come away with touchdowns.
Right.
So that's a huge swing for the Destrehan Wildcats.
And so what I'm seeing here is that the Wildcats are just going to try to, spend that time as much as possible and make it towards that end zone.
100%.
And here a great pass, but down.
So we have a quick pass to Jabari Mack here in the flat, and the defender is able to get off his block and make a great textbook tackle. We actually saw Damian Richard do that to Terrebonne earlier right here at the 40-yard line, and now they return the favor. And it's a tackle for a loss of 2 yards.
Destrehan is not going to want to see that anymore here. Am I expecting him to throw over?
So, yeah, you're going to see you're going to see a run up the middle here.
Hey, I mean, it was a gain of, seems 6 yards.
Yeah, not a bad play call. I would have expected a chunk play across the middle. And here they are getting the play in quickly, making some quick substitutions.
Shotgun, one running back.
You're about to see a pass play here.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and a motion. And great pass here.
So that's just a simple slant. And right to number 1, Jalen Ash, who's been very sure-handed tonight. And he's made a couple plays on the outside. He just gets a quick pass and for a first down. And now they're going to get the play in quickly here.
Seems like, and it's a pass here.
Yeah,
Just out.
Yeah, Jackson running for his life there a little bit. The blocking wasn't where it needed to be on that play for the Destrehan Wildcats. The defensive line gets a great job getting into the backfield and making Jackson run. And quarterbacks do not throw as well on the run,
right,
as they do when they're able to just drop back and take their time and look and see what's open.
So that'll be 2nd and 10 here. Let's see how the Wildcats push through to get that first down. The Tigers, their defense is something else here. It's like really, really like have you like knocked out your boots sometimes, quite literally.
So they're going to run a quick toss play here to Damian Richard, who we see, you had mentioned being exhausted and talking about those. I'd mentioned some people playing both ways.
Right.
Damian Richard is one of those guys that's playing both ways tonight. Here and there, he's getting in on offense, and he just runs this quick toss play from the running back position, and he gains about 3 or 4 yards.
Being fast and strong, you're going to, have to play, but it's just that exhausting, that stamina. Expecting a good play here by Destrehan.
Wow. What an amazing job. Is that Jabari Mack? He falls down on the route, but is able to get back up in just enough time.
Grab it.
Just
grab
enough
the ball.
time. A good pass by Jackson Fields, getting the ball only where Jabari can make the play on the ball.
And that'll be first down here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, another really amazing storyline is Jackson Fields and Jabari Mack. They're both 3-year starters here at Destrehan, playing a long time together.
Seems like the runner back wasn't able to make any yards here.
Yeah, running back, the outside linebacker is able to come up and set the edge and turn Malachi Dabney back into the field and make a really good open field tackle.
The Wildcats with 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. Do you think they'll be able to make it to the end field within that time?
So I'm not too worried about the clock right now because it's only the end of the 3rd quarter.
Right.
So we still have a whole another 12 minutes to play after this. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here.
A great catch here. Allowing him to continue on, just not being able to bring him down, within that 1st and 10. But, they were able to make it to, that first down.
Yeah, so they get past the first down marker here. They make about 15 to 16 yards on the play. Jabari Mack does an amazing job here breaking a tackle and just fighting through contact. I mean, he makes the catch and is almost instantly met, and it does not faze him at all. He just powers right through it.
Just gets
Yeah,
still continues on.
he just sheds that tackler off and goes toward the sideline. And I do believe there was a flag on the play, and it looks by where the referees are going that it was a late hit out of bounds, which is a personal foul that'll be tacked on to the end of that play.
Wow.
So huge for Destrehan and very upsetting for Terrebonne.
Yeah, it seems like the Tigers are being pushed back into like a corner here.
We have another flag on the play.
The Tigers do not want to see this go towards them.
So it's going to be a false start on Destrehan.
All right, that'll work towards the Tigers, but for the Tigers, you know, I think their defense is really great, and it's going to really like be close here towards the end zone for this last quarter.
Yeah, their defense has been playing well tonight.
And he running up the middle just to get that first down again.
Here's the thing about Terrebonne's defense is they are tough and they are physical. They are not afraid of contact. They go out and lay their bodies out to make good hits, to knock the ball loose if they can, and they're not afraid to do that. And that's just textbook coaching.
Yeah, that's great. Like seeing your players be fearless it gives your team motivation. Shotgun, one runner back to the right. And it's a handoff. Running down the middle with a gain of 3 yards.
So this run's going to be to Damian Richard again. So this is the gentleman that was playing both sides of the ball here. He's also a cornerback and safety on the defense, and they are using his speed and agility here in the backfield to give Malachi Dabney a little bit of a break.
Will Destrehan be looking for the field goal here?
So it really depends on what happens on this third down. I mean, will they settle for a field goal if it's third and long or fourth and long? I do believe yes, they will settle for a field goal. It just depends on how much closer they can get to
Before that fourth down?
Well, to the first down line. You know, it just depends on the field goal kicker's range. You know, in college and pros, we see 50 and 40-yard field goals all the time. In high school, that's just not the case. It's not as much of a guarantee to get that much leg behind the ball. Their bodies just aren't as developed. So, but a 30 to 35-yard field goal is not unheard of in high school football. So you have to add 17 yards to the spot of the ball to where, and that's going to give you the distance of the field goal. So 10 yards for the end zone and 7 yards from where the center snaps the ball to where the holder holds the ball.
Right.
That's going to give you the total distance of the field goal.
Or just be able to get that first down, you know, before the fourth down.
Yeah, that is ideal, right? You always want to get an extra set of downs. You always want to come away with a touchdown over a field goal. If they're even able to get here inside the 20, if they get the ball to the 20-yard line, that's a 37-yard field goal. That's still pretty long in high school, right? That's not a guarantee. And we also have to consider we did see a missed extra point, which is only from the 3-yard line. So,
and it's a great pass here and just a touchdown, you know, leading the Wildcats to get a touchdown of 33-21. Let's see what they decide to do here. Do you think they'll go for the 2 points?
I do think they will go for 2 points just to be safe, to get that extra nudge in case. I'm just looking down at the field right now. So I actually didn't catch the touchdown. I think it was Jabari Mack. I was still talking about the missed extra point. And so it looks like they are lined up in the traditional extra point formation. They're going to go ahead and kick it through for 1.
Just playing it safe here.
Yeah, so they're up by 2 scores now. And I think that's their mentality behind it. 2 scores, just go for the 1. But man, what a play by Jackson Fields to just throw that. I mean, that was a dart. I mean, he slung it right in there.
Really seeing the openings that are like showing from the Tigers, you know, defense. Even though they're so strong, they're able to easily get behind Destrehan's.
And Jabari Mack makes that catch in traffic as he's being contacted. It just goes to show you how physical of a receiver he is. How
strong he is.
Yeah, he's so strong. He's committed to LSU already. He's gonna make some waves here at LSU in the next few years. He's a senior this year, so look out for him to look out for his name. Yes, in the future.
All right, that'll be 34-21 with 11 minutes and 55 seconds just starting the quarter here. And there leaves a lot to be desired here for this last quarter.
Yeah, so look, Terrebonne, they have their backs up against the wall now, down 2 scores with a quarter left. That is still a lot of time, but they're going to have to start getting the ball to bounce their way. It's going to take a little bit more than just talent to get them to where they need to be. So they're going to have to really play smart. They're going to have to be disciplined, and a little bit of luck wouldn't be too bad either for them.
Right. And Destrehan lines up for a kickoff. Wildcats receiving, or Tigers receiving.
So it looks like the Destrehan Wildcats are pushed back. There must have been a penalty either on the touchdown or the extra point attempt that is being enforced here. They would normally kick off from the 35-yard line, but they are kicking off from the 25-yard line. So look for better field positions for the starting field position for the Tigers.
Right, and a great kick here by Destrehan. Oh, wow. Allowing for the Tigers to make it to the 40-yard line here.
Yeah, so for the first time, we see coach say, hey, let it rip, kicker. We want you to just boot it as far as you can. And that's because they were back 10 further yards than normal. There is a penalty on the play. It's going to be a hold on Terabone, which is going to back them up. It's going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, not from the end of the run.
Wow, so that will really back them up a lot.
Yes, because the penalty happened at about, well, usually the referees will try to throw the flag where it happened. And I saw the flag landed about the 19-yard line. So that should back them up. They're going to be starting off at the 14-yard line, so not great field position.
Not at all. Really leaving them just the rest of the football field to work with.
Yes, a long way to go. So,
and here I was thinking they were start good, but I mean, hey, let's see what could happen, you know. They still have their number 5.
Yeah, number 5, Quincy Adams, who, let's not get.
Here, number 1.
Yeah,
just makes a great play.
I was gonna say, number 1, Alvin Celestine with the run around the edge. He gets to the corner and he's able to go up down the sideline and make a big first down for them. And what a change in field position.
Just puts them right back to where they were going to be.
100%. And you see a gain of about 15 yards on that play. That's really big for Terrebonne. There is an injured player down on Destrehan's sideline.
That's the second one for Destrehan.
That is a
Let's
second
hope
one.
they recover quickly.
So while we are on a break, I just want to give everybody a quick little tip and let them know that the Pink Links QR code is up at the top of your screen. If you want to go ahead and scan that QR code to donate to the Pink Links fundraiser, we are raising money for breast cancer research, and the winner will be announced at halftime of the Battle on the River. That is the football game in a few weeks where Destrehan squares up against Hahnville. We'll be announcing the winner of the Pink Links Challenge at that halftime of that game.
And that'll be held on the 30th, on Halloween, 31st, on Halloween. It'll be a really special night. You know, you get to possibly see everybody in their costumes all dressed up.
That should be a fun night.
It will be. A lot of spirit.
No doubt, no doubt.
All right. They line up with a shotgun. Runner back to the left. 3 receivers to the right. And this looks like a great play here being made. Whoa.
So what we see here is number 1. He gets contacted early. Alvin Celestine gets hit early. The safety comes across. He is trying to play the ball, but he definitely makes early contact before the ball gets there, and that's a pass interference on the defense. Great physical play by the defensive back. Amazing play.
And let's see what they decide to do moving on here. Let's see how Destrehan keeps up that momentum.
All right, number 5, Quincy Adams. This is the first time we've seen him get the ball here in this drive. Don't expect them to go away from Quincy Adams just yet. There's still 11 minutes left in this fourth quarter. They still have plenty of time to run the ball. They want to get the ball in their best players' hands if they can. But I will say, number 1, Alvin Celestine has done a great job stepping into the backfield and getting some handoffs as a running back as well as over the top as a receiver.
Shotgun, and that's a running back to both sides. And it's a handoff. He ran down the middle, getting the first down at the 36-yard line.
So they play action fake here to Celestine and then hand the ball off to Adams up the middle, and he gets a gain of about 8 yards here, so it's going to bring up a third and short.
And time is just flying by here with 10 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock.
Yes, the clock is running for sure.
Tigers just trying to push through the middle here, but not being able to make it through.
So I think that these linebackers have got Terrebonne figured out, because every time they line up in that pistol formation, they are handing it off to Quincy Adams right up the gut. And I didn't see anybody take a read step. They just went straight for
down.
Quincy. They knew it. They knew it before the play even started. They were just going right to Quincy Adams, trying to stop that run. And they did. No gain on the play.
And he's just running through the middle and stopped early here.
Yeah, so no receivers open for Owen Oliver, and he has to take off. He gains about 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, we still have 9 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock here. They're really running down time, but you know that'll still leave Destrehan a lot of time left in the quarter.
Yeah, and right now the clock is not Terrebonne's friend. Being 2 scores down, they really need to move at a little bit faster pace and get some more chunk yards, because that clock is really rolling. They need to try to get some passes out of bounds if they can, just to make sure they save enough time to get a second possession to score. Here we see this polecat, this funny-looking trick formation again.
We'll see how they perform this time. And then he just runs down right through the middle. Hey, getting him exactly where he wants to be. You know, that first down at the 15-yard line.
And so the first time they come out in this trick formation, it does not work how they wanted to. They only gain about 3 yards.
But as you say, they pull it out, you know, later in the game where it just, you know, appears to work.
Absolutely. And, well, they run a different play out of that formation. And it looks like they're going back to it.
Wow.
To be perfectly honest with you, Alik, this is one of my favorite trick formations. There's a lot of different things you can do out of it, and it is very fun to mess around with as a coach. And so Destrehan is actually to call a timeout.
Just to, like, be able to, like, fight back against that formation.
Yeah, they're going to make some adjustments and look at and say, hey, what are we seeing here on this formation? We want to make sure we make the correct adjustments. And then I would be willing to bet, if it's me and I'm Terrebonne's head coach, they just burn that timeout, I'm coming back out in a regular formation. Not in the, because they just adjusted to it, right?
Right. So then you want to change up your team to just go back to what you were doing.
Absolutely. So that's what I'm doing if I'm Terrebonne's coach, coming out in a regular base formation, running a play, and then maybe 2 or 3 plays later coming back to the trick formation.
Right, trying to
there's
get them
something we
caught
want to
off
do.
guard.
100%.
And there's 8 minutes and 4 seconds left on our clock. Yeah, that clock is counting down real quick for this last quarter. It's just flying by. Here with the Tigers being first down.
So while we're on a quick timeout break, I just wanted to remind everybody watching that the QR codes for the Pink Link fundraiser are at the top of your screen. If you want to snap a shot of that QR code and donate to the Pink Link fundraiser.
Right, and we see them run right down the middle with some great yards again.
Yeah, that's number 1, Alvin Celestine, coming in again, and he's done a really good job stepping into that running back role in this second half and getting some speed there.
Correction, gain of 10, first and goal.
And that'll be first and goal here. Stopping them right before the end zone.
No, that time it looked like number 3, Saj Ruffins, for the run, and it looks like they are moving quick. Destrehan trying to substitute players on. And a quick option.
Whoa.
Oh, and they are not able to make the tackle.
Just barely not able to make it here.
So we see a shot. We see Jalen Ash on the left side trying to make a tackle, and he's unable to make that tackle. There's another guy that's playing both sides of the ball.
That would have been great to see for the Wildcats, but they just weren't able to make it, you know.
Yeah, and let me tell you what happened there when the Wildcats tried to substitute those players on. They don't have enough time to communicate and adjust to the formation. They know the call, they know their base defense, but they're a little bit frazzled when they jump in there because as soon as they get set, they're starting to play. So they really have to think fast, and that's difficult to adjust to from a kid that's standing on the sideline. They subbed in 4 players out and 4 players on. Every single one of those kids has
Are
to
just
go.
a little, like, confused here.
They have to go from no to go in a matter of seconds, and that's difficult to do for a 17-year-old kid or a 16-year-old kid.
Clock already counted down by a minute, 7 minutes and 14 seconds here.
And I guarantee you that Terrebonne is counting on that to try to get that play in quick, play fast pace, knowing that Destrehan's going to come in and try to make those substitutions last second. They are counting on those defenders being frazzled and trying to figure out what's going on. And honestly, I think that's what scored them the touchdown.
All right, that's landing the Tigers here with a kick. Wildcats receiving.
So now we see that the Wildcats only have a 6-point lead. So we're going back to talking about that missed extra point and how important that might be. Terrebonne's able to get a stop, especially a quick stop here on Destrehan. The Wildcats are going to be looking not in as great shape as they are now.
Wow, and we see some great yard gain here. That'll be placing them in around roughly the 44-yard line in their own territory here. And
So-
that's great. That's
Yeah,
a great start.
That's Zarang again, and he's had a great job. I think he's had 3 kick returns, and every single one of his kick returns has been inside the Wildcats' 40-yard line, really close to midfield, and that's wonderful starting field position for the Wildcats. It's exactly what you want after a touchdown from the opponent. You want to come out, get good starting field position, get your quarterback very comfortable, get your team very comfortable, feel like they're in control of the situation.
And that's a shotgun with runner back on the right side. Hand off and down with a gain of 1 yard. That'll be 2nd and 9.
So we see the jet sweep motion again and a fake to the jet sweep, and it doesn't open up the middle of the field quite as much as it was in the third quarter. But Malachi Dowden, he's able to bounce it outside to the right here, and unfortunately he runs into the back of one of his own linemen, and that allows the defender to come up and make a tackle.
Right. Just not enough communication.
Yeah, sometimes it's just about the spacing. It's just not there. It's the timing, and maybe the offensive lineman wasn't able to get the block off the block quite as quickly as he should have.
Just like right there.
Yeah, so number 25 here for Terrebonne does a really good job setting the edge, not allowing Malachi Dabby to get outside. So one of my coaches always told me, as a running back, you always want to get to the outside because the middle of the field is where the bad guys are. You don't want to go there, right? So if you can get to the outside, that's what you want to do. And as a defender, you want to do the opposite. You always want to force the ball carrier back into the middle of the field because that's where your help is.
And it's third down. I think they have a lot of pressure. I think they might try to, go around here. And that's where emotion is. But no, they go straight through the middle.
So we see that jet sweep motion. They're really trying to draw those inside linebackers to that motion and then hand off the inside zone and get some positive yards. Now we have a fourth down and 4 yards to go. So it looks like they're going to bring on the punt unit, and they are kind of in that no man's land territory around midfield. And it's going to be difficult. You're going to see a high floating punt trying to pin them back deep. And hopefully we can see some really good special teams play right here by Destrehan to pin Terrebonne back
a lot
deep.
farther back.
Yep.
And it seems like they'll be starting at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, so not a lot of hang time on Como's punt, but it is able to be fair caught, which is good because you don't get that return and that potential for that house call that we don't want in a situation that we never want a punt return for a touchdown or a kick return for a touchdown. Those are just absolute game killers.
And 4 minutes and 55 seconds left on the clock. We really have no way of knowing what way this game might go. But I think, Destrehan will be leading their defense to possibly have that turnover.
Yeah, we still haven't seen any turnovers here in this game. So both teams done a very good job of taking care of the ball tonight. And really, so Terrebonne has all the work to do. Destrehan just has to get a stop here. So the play is called dead. And it looks like number 2, Oliver, the quarterback, his knee was down when he caught the snap, so there's a loss of 3 yards. So if any of our viewers are used to watching professional football, a ball carrier can touch the ground and not be touched by a defender and still get up and play. But in high school and college, once a knee or an elbow, shin, a butt touches the ground, you can't get back up, you're down.
We were watching as they're being pushed back. Wow. Will that be a loss of around 4 yards?
So it looks like no gain. It does look like he got back to the line of scrimmage, Alik, and just barely. But that was number 5, Quincy Adams, and he does a really good job of getting back to the line of scrimmage. And Destrehan does a great job of tackling him.
Wow.
Remember how hard he is to tackle.
And that'll be 3rd and 13.
Yeah,
that's really not leaving the Tigers with much.
Yeah. So you're looking for a passing situation here. So Destrehan's probably expecting the same thing. They're going to drop into some pass coverages here. Probably only bring 4 to rush the quarterback here.
3
maybe
receivers
a 5th.
on their left. I see them going for an opening here just to get some more yards. And it was an interception. That was great. That was exactly what they were looking for.
That's the turnover that we were talking about. First turnover of the game by number 6, Frank Harding.
And that's exactly the momentum shift that will really complete the game here.
Yeah, so now with 3 minutes and 39 seconds left in the game, all Destrehan has to do is get a couple first downs and they can run out the clock. But they're going to have to get a couple first downs. They are not in a position to run out the clock in these 4 downs.
Really watching this game, you really get to see 2 great teams go hand in hand with each other. And it's just an all-out brawl.
Yeah, one thing that stood out to me, let's watch as the offense shifts.
Pistol formation here running through the middle and a gain of 5 yards.
Yeah, and it looks like Destrehan has substituted both of their tight ends in. And then they're in what you call 21 personnel, 2 tight ends and 1 running back. And it looks like they're just going to try to run the ball up the gut and keep that clock running.
And 2 receivers on the right.
Trying to get the defense to jump off sides, taking up some time. It's funny to see them wait to snap the ball. They're so fast-paced.
And it seems like they're being pulled back here, but...
Yeah, Dabney on the carry with no gain. So it's going to be about 3rd and 5 here.
You don't think they're just going to give the ball over here, dude?
They're not going to just give the ball. They're definitely going to try to pick up the first down. What they won't do is just go for it on 4th down right here. If they're not able to pick up this 3rd down, you're going to see the punt team come back on.
Right.
So this is a crucial 5 yards. They need these 5 yards to run out the clock.
To secure the game.
Yeah. So you see the 2 tight ends set again.
And here we have motion and just running straight through the middle. Oh, wow. Just seeing him carry.
Wow.
Just carry like their whole
great
defense.
effort by number 1, Jalen Ash.
I never thought I would see that.
And you see all of the offensive linemen back there pushing him. I mean, that was a whole team effort. There is a flag on the play.
Just carrying, you know, like huge, like, man, like just
It was
carrying
just a
them
pile
along,
moving along, and they get the first down. So they get the first down. There is a flag on the play. Just a few minutes ago, we did see Destrehan get a sideline warning. It looks like it may be another sideline infraction. So yeah, so this white area that you see on the field between the sideline, between the track and the field is designated for referees only. And it's so that they can travel up and down the field safely. And every once in a while, coaches and players accidentally get into there, and you'll get a penalty for that.
Right.
First you get a warning, and then after you get a warning, it's a penalty.
just a little too excited here at the end of the game.
And
1 minute and 54 seconds left.
Understandably so.
Right.
They're excited. It's a big first down. They should be able to seal up the game here in these next 4 downs and run out the clock.
This first down is like a big part of running down that clock for them.
And that's why they were so excited.
Right.
Absolutely. But we have to maintain that control of our emotions and remember what we're here for.
To win the game. All right, ball handed down to 24. He's just running straight down. Wow. A great rush down.
And Malachi Dabney wanted to score so bad on that play right there.
Just so close.
So for the first time all night, we just saw Destrehan run a counter play, and what it does is it gets the whole defense to bite to the right, and then the handoff is to the left, and they do an excellent job pulling their guard and tackle to go to the left, and it just opens up a ginormous hole for Malachi Dabney, and then he makes a great move on the last defender to get all the way down to the 19-yard line.
All right. And that really just leaves Destrehan with so much to work with here. He just runs down the middle, being pushed back.
Timeout, Destrehan.
And Destrehan has a timeout here. Yeah, this is such a heated game, and it's like, you know, you could really hear Destrehan's crowd get heated as well.
Yeah, we're starting to see some of the fans from Terrebonne exit the stadium as if the game is over, which is close to it with that big first down by Malachi Dabney. Well, first the big first down by Jalen Ash, moving the pile,
Right.
and then another first down by Malachi Dabney down.
Continuing the momentum.
Yeah, deep into Terrebonne territory. So the game is close to over. They do Terrebonne calls a timeout here to stop the clock. If they want any chance here, they have to get the ball back. without a Destrehan score.
Right.
They can't allow Destrehan to score a field goal or a touchdown here
So they
in these next few plays.
So they just want to keep, putting pressure on to Destrehan, just not allowing them to score and possibly have that turnover.
Yeah, so they're calling that timeout to talk things over, to get that defense a little sip of water after 2 tough plays, kind of regain their focus and get out there and play as tough as they can.
This is really great to see, this offense by Destrehan. It's just great plays, back to back to back.
Yeah, and I want to mention again that, Terrebonne coming into this game is 4-0, undefeated, and they're a good football team, very good football team here.
And ball was handed down to the middle.
So that's number 5, Damian Richard on a dive play. And Terrebonne's going to take another timeout to stop the clock and see if they can get the ball back.
Seems like Terrebonne's really just burning those timeouts here.
Yeah, they really have no other choice.
They don't want to just take it to the end of the game.
Yeah, if Destrehan is going to continue to run the ball up the middle, that clock is going to continue to run. There's no incomplete pass. The clock's not going to stop. They have to take those timeouts if they want any chance at making a stop.
And possibly scoring.
That's it.
And for a team such as Terrebonne, loss coming so close isn't just the end for them. They want to push and possibly make a miracle.
Absolutely. You never want to give up. And I can guarantee you all those coaches on that sideline are coaching their tails off to do anything and everything that they can do to get this ball back here and give their guys a shot.
And just running straight down to the touchdown here with another touchdown by Destrehan. Exactly not what the Tigers want to see, but that'll lead Destrehan with 40-28.
Yeah, so Malachi Dabney on the direct snap, straight up the middle, quarterback keeper, and they were in a Wildcat formation. He just gets the ball and runs straight into the end zone, and that's just textbook. That's the way you seal a game.
And
now, there is a flag on the play. I believe it may be excessive celebration or another sideline warning for Destrehan. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct
against Destrehan.
On both teams.
Both teams. So
yes.
They'll offset it.
So they'll offset dead ball fouls after the play. They'll offset so the touchdown stands, and we'll kick the extra point here.
And the point was good. So that'll lead them 41-28 with 1 minute and 22 seconds left on the clock. I'm guessing Destrehan just really want to let that clock run out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Terrebonne's going to do everything they can to score here. I don't know if it'll make a huge difference. There's always a possibility that they can get a quick score and then an onside kick to get an extra possession. The chances are slim being down 2 scores, but it is possible. Everything is possible.
Everything is possible in football.
Yes. As everything is possible in life.
Yes. Just put your mind to it.
That's it. So it's wonderful 7 mindsets that we're learning about in St. Charles Parish Public Schools.
It is a great, a great mindset. I think it, it derives from a lot of motivation and a lot of responsibility as well.
So it looks like there may have been another penalty on Terrebonne, because now Destrehan is kicking off at the Terrebonne 45. So that's rough for Terrebonne.
Yikes.
So I would imagine we're just going to kick it to the back of the end zone, or we'll have what we call a squib kick, which will just hit the ground early and bounce all funny.
And to the back of the end zone.
Yeah, back of the end zone for a touchback.
Out of the end zone for touchback. Terrebonne will play first and 10
And that leaves Terrebonne with nothing to work with here. But, you know, as we've seen, 1 minute and 22 seconds, while might not seem like a lot of time, that might be enough time to make a grand plan here.
Yeah, listen, 1 minute and 22 seconds, you know, it's still first down. You can get a couple chunk plays here to get down the field in 3 plays. If you get out of bounds, if you throw an incomplete pass, the clock stops. So 1 minute 22 seconds is not an actual minute and 22 seconds. We may be sitting here for the next 10 minutes before this minute and 22 seconds runs off the clock. And that's just how football games end.
And we'll see just how it does. Seems like they make a pass to their right, and it's just down
Yeah,
with a
receiver.
6-yard gain.
The receiver here makes a crucial mistake and lowers his shoulder to try to get some extra yardage when he really should have just gotten out of bounds to stop that clock, putting his team in a little bit bad position. So now they've got to get another play off quickly because that clock is running.
So they basically want to do anything, you know, outside of the game that they can with that incomplete pass that will stop the clock.
Yeah, incomplete pass will stop the clock, and any run that ends out of bounds will stop the clock. So if the receiver catches the ball inbounds and runs out of bounds, the clock will stop, and it'll allow the offense to kind of regain their footing and kind of get their heads together and figure out what they have to do.
So the quarterback will want to throw towards the ends to make sure that they run outside, or if there's a great opening in the middle.
Yeah, I had mentioned that earlier when Destrehan was trying to score before the half,
Right.
before the end of the first half. And the only thing you're going to see here down the middle is a deep shot.
Right. Just an amazing throw right down the middle of the field.
Yeah, and if Destrehan is in a cover 2, there could be a void here. But I'd imagine they're going to be in a cover 4 and drop 4 back deep, or cover 3 to lessen the gaps deep. They're going to be playing more of a prevent defense here to not allow anything deep. Because, look, it may be a 2-score game, but I guarantee you none of those 11 guys in that field in Destrehan Wildcat uniform want to allow a score right now.
No, indeed not. And perhaps what if they pulled out that crazy trick formation? That would be funny.
And they may. So it looks like Terrebonne got a first down on a penalty. I didn't catch what the penalty was. My apologies to our viewers.
They have 3 receivers to the left here. Seems like they're going for a run. And down here. Clock's still counting down. It's really not what they want to see, but
Yeah, so
with a quarterback not having many more options.
what's going to happen here is Terrebonne is going to take their 3rd and final timeout of the half, and they will not be able to stop the clock except for an incomplete pass or a play out of bounds here after this. So
Great time management, though, from Terrebonne. You know, they're really pushing
They really
the
are.
game to what they can.
Absolutely. They're going to do everything in their power to get a score here. And look, I've said this several times tonight. This Terrebonne team is a very good team. They're 4-0 coming into this game. They're leading the state in a lot of offensive categories, and they've played good football tonight.
Right, they have. You know, they were really the ones that just made like this showdown possible. Terrebonne and Wildcats being both great teams.
Absolutely.
Two receivers to their left, one to the right. Sorry, 2 to the right. And it seems like there was a pass down and a great catch here. And stopped at the Destrehan's 10-yard line.
Yeah, unfortunately for Terrebonne, he's brought down in bounds. That's number 0. Number 0, Diggs, with a big catch from number 5. Quincy Adams is in at quarterback now. And he's going to spike the ball to get that clock to stop with 13 seconds left here in the 4th quarter.
What do you think they plan to do here?
So I would imagine they're going to throw a fade ball to the end zone. You can't really afford to run the ball right here.
Right. with too little time.
Yeah, unless it's a scramble by the quarterback because there's nobody open. That's the only time you're going to want to run the ball here.
All right, leading towards the end of the game. This might just be the last play here. 2 receivers on each side, and it's a pass to the end zone, and it's intercepted. Wow. Intercepted at the end zone.
Yes, and it is a fade ball. As I mentioned, the fade pass looks like Destrehan defense was ready for the same thing. And that's number 1, Jalen Ash, who has had a huge game tonight. He's run a couple end rounds. He had that big first down to lengthen that drive here to get that last touchdown. And he comes away with an interception on defense.
Seems like there's an injured player for Terrebonne. At the end of the game, you hate to see it, but, you know, making those big plays, you sometimes can expect to see these injuries. 7 seconds left on the clock. You know, that pretty much ends the game here for the night.
Yeah, so an interception in the end zone to bring it back out for a touchback, which will be at the 20-yard line. So you'll likely see Destrehan come out in what we call a victory formation and come out and go ahead and kneel the ball. As the majority of our fans here start to make their way to the exits, the game
was a
is
really
all
great
but
night
over.
tonight. It really was.
Yeah, Coach Scott gathering the majority of his team here on the sideline to give them a little pep talk before the end of the game. Things did get heated a little bit tonight, so I'm sure that he's reminding them to tell everybody nothing but good game here, and let's have some good sportsmanship as the game ends and we high five.
All right, we're seeing as Destrehan lines up for that so-called victory formation.
Yeah, so for the first time tonight, you'll see a quarterback go under center here.
All right.
And so Jackson Fields is under center, and he'll take a step back and take a knee, and that will be the end of the game.
That was great seeing, you know, great game by both Destrehan and Terrebonne, with Destrehan 41, Terrebonne 28. You know, that was a great game.
Yeah, 2 powerhouse teams here. These are district rivals here in District 8, 5A. And final score, 41 Destrehan, 28 Tigers, Terrebonne Tigers. And we really saw them go toe-to-toe in the first half. They exchanged touchdowns. We went into halftime at 21 apiece, and Destrehan made some adjustments and came out and made 2 big stops on defense and was able to get touchdowns off of those stops. And then, of course, we talked about turnovers early on.
Right.
You had mentioned turnovers, and what winds up happening is Destrehan comes away with 2 late turnovers when Terrebonne is trying to push things down the field. They come away with 2 interceptions, one by Frank Harding and another by Jalen Ash, and those things are huge when it comes to the game. As I mentioned before, you win the turnover battle, you win the game.
Right. And, you know, just leaving it off with that for the night, I think, you know, Destrehan will go home extremely happy.
Absolutely. Great team effort, great team win by Destrehan tonight, and a great team effort by the Terrebonne Tigers, too. Never gave up, made it very interesting right up into the end, even though it was a 2-score game. They didn't tuck tail and give up, and that's always great to see. Look out for the Terrebonne Tigers in the playoffs, because they will be there. They've got a statement to make.
All right, and that'll be all for tonight. This is Alik.
And this is Coach Bro. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys tonight, and y'all have a wonderful night.
And don't forget that this is being streamed by Press Play Productions and their crew. We will bring the next game to you on Hahnville versus Thibodeau, their homecoming game, October 10th. And we look forward to seeing you there. All right. Have a good night. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for watching this broadcast put on by the student group Press Play Productions. Be sure to tune in to the next big event.
This is where your passion for video becomes a profession. At the Satellite Center's Advanced TV Broadcasting course, you'll develop skills in multi-camera production, editing, lighting, and audio. Get hands-on experience, become certified in Adobe editing program, and produce professional projects for real clients. The best part? You'll have opportunities to get paid to work live productions across the school district. Talk to your counselor to learn more about how you can join Advanced TV Broadcasting at the Satellite Center.
from your Pride of Destrehan.
I feel you, man.
I don't know how y'all do.
It's called, we're used to it.
Sorry, I cut you off.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the pride of Destrehan. The pride of Destrehan is under the direction of Chris Williams and Mark Perry-Terrio. Fundraiser, Riley Marcel. Is the band ready? Presenting their 2025 program, Hypnotica. Please welcome to the field the pride of Destrehan.
Close your eyes and begin to relax. Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Concentrate on your breathing. With each breath you become more relaxed. Imagine a brilliant white light above you. Focusing on this light as it flows through your body. Allow yourself to drift off as you fall deeper and deeper into a more relaxed state of mind. Now, as I count backward from 10 to 1, you will feel more peaceful and calm. You will enter a safe place where nothing can harm you. If at any time you need to come back, all you must do is open your eyes. 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.